Cajun Classic Cars TV.
It's another Cajun Classic Cars TV special, and I'm Flying Brian, and I'm honored to have Jason here, better known as the Cajun Ninja. How are you, my friend?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me.
Okay, you and I have a little connection I emailed you about. We're both down to Bayou in Thibodaux, man. I live in central Louisiana now, but I am born and raised in between Thibodaux and Raceland in St. Charles there.
Right on, man. That's cool. So you lived in St. Charles.
Yeah, a little community between Thibodaux and Raceland. That's where I'm
Yeah.
from and was born and raised. So, yeah, and left Louisiana for a little bit up in the cold, frigid north of Alaska, and moved back home about 3 years ago to central Louisiana. But I get down to Thibodaux. Dad's still down there. My sister's in Luling. So still get down there to the Bayou country as much as I can, not only to see family, but to get some of that great food that you can't find, I always say, north of Ville Platte.
Yeah. True that, man.
That seems about the line. And but let's get started at one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you today. You and I are going to be kind of co-judging the car show that Southern Muscle folks are going to be doing at Livingston at Sherry's Daiquiris this Saturday. I'm excited about meeting you in person and also judging the Black Pot Cook-Off.
Correct. Yeah. I'm excited too, man. Anytime somebody's breaking out some cauldrons, you know it's gonna be good.
Yeah, that's what I told Tommy with the car club. I said, it's like that Jerry Maguire movie. You had me at hello. With me, it's you had me at food.
Yeah, that definitely coincides one with the other.
So do you do a lot of the cook-offs and judging and things like that? Do a lot of events around the state with your whole Cajun Ninja stuff?
Yeah. I've been invited to do a lot of different cook-offs. I probably couldn't even remember them all. I mean, the most significant one would probably be the Louisiana Seafood Cook-Off in the Cajun Dome Convention Center. That one was really cool. I was right next to the guy who owns Dragos. On my right side was Jada Cody, who was runner-up Food Network star. So it was very wild to be doing that when I was just some social media cook.
So tell me, what is your favorite food? You're from down the bayou. Your whole thing is about cooking and stuff like that. Is there either a particular kind of meal you like to prepare? You like to go out and eat? What is yours?
Yeah, I don't really have a favorite food, man. People will ask that, like, what's your favorite thing to cook or what's your favorite thing to eat? And it's like, it's kind of all given the circumstance of the moment. I mean, there could be a day where I'm craving sushi, or pizza, or like we haven't had etouffee in a while. Gumbo season's kicking off. Those are my favorites. Whenever that moment arises and I'm feeling it, like that's what my favorite is. But as far as like cooking something, a lot of times my favorite thing to cook is whatever my girls are asking for. I mean, I'm excited to do that.
You mentioned sushi. As of yet, I've not seen any Cajun sushi though. But I'm sure if anybody would make it, it would be you.
Well, I'm sure that it definitely exists at different, restaurants. I actually had this idea one time for a gumbo roll, and it would probably, because sometimes sushi has shrimp, I've never really seen sausage, but I imagine you could take an entire link of sausage and cut it into quarters and maybe take that strip and put it over the rice, and then have the shrimp, and maybe some other kind of Cajun seasoning topped on there, but you roll it on there. I mean, it's got a lot of the same ingredients. If you come up with a little bit of a dip that you could dip it into, it might happen. The gumbo roll. And I'm not saying I'm completely on the right track of how it should be done, but I'm sure someone out there could get it done.
Yeah, right after I asked you the question about what your favorite food, I was trying to think of mine. And I know living away from Louisiana for about 9 or 10 years in Alaska and then coming back, I rediscovered crackling, and my stomach was happy about it, but my weight wasn't too happy about that. And then the time frame that I had left and came back, chicken crackling was invented. I had never heard of that, and I come back and I'm like, "What's a chicken crackling?" And now it's one of those things that my cardiologist says every now and then, Brian, every now and then. You don't have
to. Yeah. All good things in moderation. But yeah, it's definitely a staple down here for sure.
Yeah. So what got you into the video stuff, the social media stuff? I mean, was it just kind of by accident, or you said, "Oh, I'm going to try this out," and just give me a little background on that, man?
Yeah, I was really big into the whole social media scene long before I even had a page. My YouTube channel, if you look at the About Me section, it'll say that I started the channel in 2006 because I was so interested in the YouTube space and how just anyone could upload something and kind of broadcast it to the world. Prior to this era, the only way you were ever really seen is if you could get in with a network or a local news station or get on television some kind of way by like being on some kind of sitcom, which was very hard to do. So I was fascinated that anybody could do this. And as time progressed, I kind of noticed more and more people that were going viral and for things that really weren't even that spectacular, and I was like, wow, and these things are changing these people's lives. So I eventually got to a point where I could take that leap and jump. It was kind of a catch-22 because I got laid off from my job in the oil industry. And, that led me to this because it gave me the freedom to be like, well, I don't have no corporate overheads looking over me now. I can just upload whatever I want. So I remember telling my wife, you know what? I want to take some time and just start a page. I really had no direction of what I was going to do, but I knew I wanted to do something entertaining. And it just so happened that the one day I filmed Gumbo, that was what went viral. And so I said, all right, well, I'm going to double down and just keep cooking. And it has led me to here, a cookbook, seasoning, millions of views online. I'm very humbled by it all. I get recognized quite often in this state, but even in other states, which is very fascinating to me. We've been to Tennessee, Ohio, Arizona, so I don't know if I've really fathomed the whole idea of fame. I often tell people, I know there's like A, B, C, D list celebrities. I'm probably like a Roman numeral, but, all in all, that has been the journey thus far, and I'm very grateful for it.
I started Cajun Classic Cars TV. It'll be a year in September. And it started because I was sitting on the couch one Sunday after church and began to binge watch a show about them washing cars and then spinning them right back around and selling them, going to barns, finding the cars and washing them. It was 35 minutes every episode of them washing cars. And I'm 6 or 8 hours into this and I go, did I just sit and spend an entire Sunday watching them wash cars? Now, I'm a car freak, so I'll watch people doing anything with cars. And I thought, what can I do that has a little fun, pays homage to the state that I love so much? And that's where Cajun Classic Cars TV.com came from. And I'm certainly not even close to a level where you are, but my background is radio and television broadcasting, but not necessarily on the editing side. And I didn't realize I had the talent to actually do that. And until I sat down and started doing it, and wow. And I've had friends that say, you missed your calling, my friend, early on in life. And now you're catching up later on in life. And so I'm, proud of what we've done. And it's, as it's sometimes it can be slow growth. But for me, it was just my love of something, my love of the state, love of every nook and cranny in Louisiana is different. So our videos feature something about that area, and of course, the cars, the number one subject. So, getting recognized and people, it's very humbling when you go somewhere and they say you're the guy I saw with, in your case, the cooking thing, and with my case, the cars thing. And so it is great, and I applaud you on your success. It's impressive, and you it's certainly well deserved because I know you work hard at it, my friend.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. And yeah, don't shortchange yourself, man. Like everybody starts with one, and to have someone passionate about what you're doing and wanting to keep watching it is truly a blessing. So yeah, I always see it that way because yeah, someone always has more numbers, but very few people have that kind of excitement and loyalty from someone else towards what you're doing.
Right.
So yeah, just definitely be happy with it. The growth will always come as long as you keep putting out something, because this planet is 7 billion people, so there's bound to be at least 1 million who love what you're doing right now.
Well, and I think what we do in Louisiana, it's very unique as long as we're genuine. I used to joke when I lived in Ohio years and years ago, just because you burn something or put too much pepper, it's not Cajun, but the recipe will say Cajun, and you have to be genuine. You have to be authentic. And I think that's what it's about in our state. And then it becomes beloved by people. Like you said, there's 7 billion people around the world, because if it's authentic, people really do like Louisiana culture, and they like Louisiana and Cajun style. And I think that's certainly what you bring to the table. So tell us real quick how folks can find not only your videos and your content, but also your merchandise and things like that, and your cookbook and such.
Oh yeah, I mean, pretty much if you Google the Cajun Ninja, my stuff pops up. But as far as like all of my things online, cookbook, seasoning, merchandise, it's just CajunNinja.com. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
So let's talk about Saturday. We'll see you out there. Well, the Black Iron Pot Cook-Off. Of course, Officer Caleb and that tragedy there and his family, and then also helping out the police organization there. It's going to be Saturday, and you and I are fortunate to be out there judging the Black Iron Pot Cook-Off and, of course, car show. And there are details on a previous video on my channel about that. So I look forward to seeing you and sitting next to you and fellowshipping with some great food, my friend.
Right on, man. Yeah, it should be a really good time, So I'm excited to be a part of it, and I love that it's, backing a great cause here. So yeah, it's gonna be great.
The Cajun Ninja, Jason, thank you so much. You have a great rest of your week, my friend.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah,
I was waiting for that.